had a wonderful romantic afternoon filled with love and sweet talk. That was why I had a hard time telling my boyfriend we weren't gonna go home together. He could already assume that something was going on.
Is Akiko in some kind of trouble?
The real question is, are we all in trouble? I told him what Akiko and I talked about, and he was understanding.
Akiko is probably jumping to conclusions. You know how impulsive she can be sometimes.
She didn't sound like that to me. I hope you understand why I have to go to the college and see with my own eyes if things are really out of control.
Of course, my love. You should go, but don't expose yourself. You should just observe.
I'll try to be invisible. Although that will be impossible since Akiko will be louder than a bunch of guys there.
Akiko will calm down when she sees you there. I'll be at home, waiting for your text.
I'll call you so you don't have to worry. That day was sunny and warm, and nobody could have imagined that there would be a horrible torrent an hour later.
I don't like these dark clouds. A storm is coming. I'll walk you home. You should change and take a jacket.
Thanks for taking care of me, honey. But a little bit of rain won't hurt me.
This doesn't look naive at all. Look, even the cats became nervous.
You're right. It's time we went home. The last thing I need right now is being among students and looking like a drenched hobo. Before I went to the college, my boyfriend insisted I should go home and change. The thunderstorm had already started by that time. It's time for autumn clothes. Now I'm prepared if it rains. I ran out of the apartment and went to the college through the park. Then a horrible torrent started. The students started running away and elbowing each other on their way to the shelter. Nobody was ready for rain. Girls wearing sandals had the worst time ever. I won't even mention their hairdos.
I'm here!
Oh, finally. I thought I'd never find you in this crowd.
You got ready as if you knew it would rain. You gotta tell me where you bought that.
Akiko, you've spent more than enough money on clothes already.
But I don't have that stuff you have.
I'll lend it to you sometime. Stop sizing me up. I hope you don't want us to exchange our clothes right now.
That's not a bad idea at all.
I was kidding. I'm here because you called me. You said our app caused some commotion here? Tell me what happened.
You're right on time.
Akiko peeked around the corner to make sure it was safe. And then she pulled me to the vending machine. We were kinda hidden there, but we were close enough to hear what all the fuss was about. You're blocking my view. I can't see a thing.
Shh! Stay here. Some girls are yelling at the top of their lungs and talking about ChatLinx. It seems like a few of them are arguing because of a guy.
He probably texted them all. I wouldn't be surprised if he was caught because he used the same profile for texting all of them.
They mentioned our app and said they all checked his profile.
That means that our app notified them. More girls were checking the same profile. That was how they caught him.
He deserved that! It's a shame I can't see who they're yelling at. They surrounded him completely.
Akiko stopped several students to ask them if they had seen who of the students got cornered. But none of them seemed interested in talking to her. They were just going around her and shrugging their shoulders. Some of them didn't even want to take their headphones off.
This is crazy! They aren't interested in anything! I'll go and talk to those girls.
Akiko, stop. Don't do that.
Don't worry, I won't tell them we made the app. This wild group of girls just wants to behead the poor guy.
We can't save the whole world, Akiko. Akiko approached the girls while I remained hidden behind the vending machine. She was shorter than the other girls, but she compensated with her attitude. As soon as she started talking, the girls turned to her. And that was when she saw the culprit's face. She became as white as a sheet and looked in my direction. I ran to her right away.
Tadaki! You coward!
I hugged Akiko and felt her pain. How could you do this to her, Tadaki? Come on, go away. There's nothing else for you here. Akiko is his girlfriend. Each of the girls looked at Akiko with hatred while they were leaving. But then they'd give her a sad look, showing they knew how she felt. I thought one of them told her, "Get him!" Tadaki was free, but he waited for Akiko to show her rage.
You've always been a coward!
Akiko, can we talk about this in private? Just the two of us?
Stay away! I won't be responsible for my actions.
Akiko, calm down, please. You don't want to do something you'll regret.
Your accusations are based on mere assumptions. I'm totally confused.
And now you pretend you don't know what's going on? You're very well aware of how we met. You used your fake profile to chat with me. You told me your real name a lot after that. And now we know you did that to other girls too.
It's in no way the same, Akiko. I wasn't cheating on you. I don't know what you're talking about.
This was a bad move, Tadaki. You'll make Akiko even angrier. Akiko was raging mad, just like me. Tadaki's behavior was driving us crazy, so much that I wanted to shake him by his shoulders and bring him back to reality. Akiko approached him and was now in his face. Akiko, you mustn't let him get away with this.
I didn't intend to forgive him anyway.
I moved aside and secretly wished for Tadaki to get what he deserved. Akiko was standing in front of Tadaki and looked fit to kill him. He tried to hug her, but Akiko pushed him away. With all her might, she ended up glued to the wall again. She turned away and left him without saying a word. Tadaki ran after Akiko, and I ran after them. I couldn't let Akiko and Tadaki out of my sight, 'cause I was afraid their fight might get physical. I followed them all the way to the basketball court, and sat on the bleachers not far from them so that I could text my boyfriend. I carefully approached Akiko and Tadaki and asked them to continue their conversation somewhere without an audience. Akiko stormed to the metro station right away. She was walking without looking back. Tadaki wasn't giving up on her. He was following her closely. We got on a train and sat down.
Don't let him sit next to me.
I'll respect your wish. Here, let her sit between us.
I'll sit wherever you want, just be civilized.
I have nothing else to say to him. I don't know why he's following us.
Because he has to answer some questions my boyfriend has for him.
He can do whatever he wants with him. He's following us around like a dog.
I'll follow you to the end of the world if I have to. I know you'll listen to me when you calm down.
I'll never calm down.
Oh no, here they go again. Are you gonna argue the whole time? If you hadn't noticed, you're both yelling into my ears. I am right in the middle of all this.
I'm sorry. We were over the line. I just want Akiko to forgive me.
Forget it, loser.
Please, I understand you're hurt and angry at each other. But you can at least stop for a moment and look around you.
I'll stop when he stops.
I looked at Tadaki and he made me move with his hand, signifying he wouldn't say a word anymore. I was relieved. Finally, a truce. We took off the train after a couple of stations and went straight to my boyfriend's apartment. To my great surprise, we were welcomed by the whole board of people. For some reason, my boyfriend called all our friends to be there and solve the situation between Akiko and Tadaki. Tadaki entered the apartment reluctantly and stood by the door. I assumed it was because he wanted to be near the exit.
I come in peace, and I'm here only because of Akiko.
Come in, Tadaki. We need you.
That's okay. I don't want to make a crowd. I'm fine here.
He's all yours. Excuse me for a moment.
Honey...
Tadaki wanted to go after her, but Hiroki stopped him.
Leave my cousin alone. You won't solve a thing now. You'll only make
Akiko can be tough sometimes, but she didn't deserve this.
Nobody forced you to be with her. You pursued her only to crush her like this. You're really a sick person.
It's my fault. I should have been smarter. I wish she'd listen to me. I want to tell her the real reason I had a fake account.
I pulled Tadaki aside where we could talk privately. I suggested he should tell me everything so that I could tell Akiko about it later.
What are you two whispering about?
Nothing concerning you. We're just talking.
Fine. Call me if you need any help.
Your boyfriend is really jealous.
He is, and you should watch your steps.
Tadaki, I just remembered something I wanted to ask you. But I'll wait for you two to finish your conversation.
I wasn't planning on staying here for long.
Don't worry, we won't hurt you. Tell Katsumi what he wants to know, and you'll be free to go.
Were my friends clear?
Perfectly. You, as a future lawyer, should understand that this is a threat.
Think of it however you like.
Don't let Tadaki leave before he tells us everything we want to know.
Do you agree with that, Tadaki? He nodded and followed me into the kitchen to tell me his side of the story. Obviously, I can't sort things out tonight. Maybe Akiko will be in a better mood tomorrow. Tell it to me and I'll tell her.
You promise?
I promise. That's the least I can do for you two. I can't convince her to forgive you.
Hearing the true reason and knowing I never cheated will suffice. If I had cheated on her, I would have been careful not to get caught. I only have one fake account.
Come on, Tadaki, what difference does it make whether you have one or more fake accounts? You faked your identity regardless of everything. I'm sure there's something else you're hiding. You're not dumb. I guess there's a hidden motive behind all that.
I knew that your analytic mind would prevail over your feelings and that you'd understand me. It's true. I had a motive. I was doing some research on human emotions and reactions because I needed first-hand experience. Never in my life had I received so much attention from girls. And I could be just anybody online.
Research? I still don't get why you did that.
I've never told this to anyone before. I'm writing... Apart from love songs, I'm also writing a novel.
A love novel?
An erotic novel.
What a nice excuse. Oh, I'm crying with laughter.
I'm serious.
Oops, I'm sorry. Please go on, I'm listening.
I was embarrassed to talk about that. I rushed into it and I signed a contract with a publishing house. They paid me to write an erotic novel and I thought, piece of cake.
But then you realized you couldn't use someone else's ideas, and that you lacked experience in that field.
You'll understand that a man would never tell something like that to a girl.
You should have risked it. After all, Akiko and you could have experimented together. You blew your relationship for an innocent lie.
I get it.
Then again, what do you mean you didn't cheat on her when you wanted to get an idea for an erotic novel? I can only imagine what kind of content you were exchanging with those girls.
I feel exactly like the other day at the police station. Whatever I say can be used against me.
Well, I'm waiting for an answer.
They were sharing their experiences themselves. I was just taking notes. I would introduce myself as a relationship counselor, and they would open to me on their own. Now they're afraid I'll let the cat out of the bag.
What will you possibly do once the books get published?
I'm counting on the fact they won't read it. After all, I'll try to change the details here and there.
Listen, I'm no judge here, but from a girl's point of view, I can tell you were doing your research in the wrong way. This way, you didn't cheat, but you broke her heart. And you know you're not the first one to do that to her. That's why she took so much time to start trusting you.
And I blew it. I don't deserve her.
Go, think things through. Wait for her to call. If there's no call, don't disturb her. Tadagi was the only one standing up. His hands were in his pockets and he was staring at the floor.
What's with the long face? We've all made mistakes in our lives, starting from me.
Please, don't bring that up. It was way too stressful for everyone.
What matters is we all learn something from our mistakes.
That's right. But I'm sorry my cousin was a collateral damage. That's unforgivable.
Will I get through this evening?
You seriously think that we're some kind of killers? Or criminals?
Well, it's not like we're saints.
Let's end this agony. Katsumi, you wanted to ask me something?
I'd like to know what exactly you were doing with the fake account, so I could further upgrade my app.
The irony in all of this is we received feedback that the app was working.
It works perfectly. Note on the use. It may ruin your lives.
I wouldn't agree. The app helps us get rid of bad people in our lives. I wish I had it when I was spending time online.
I don't know what to say. I contacted those girls for the sake of conversation. I didn't meet them.
And? What were you doing? Pretending to be their shrink?
Thanks for the idea.
I seriously don't know how they managed to bust.
Let me tell you a secret. You had one fake account. And it wouldn't be a problem if it had been searched for in the base only a few times. However, almost 10 girls searched for your fake name. And everyone who was searching was forwarded a notification, informing them that 9 others were searching it too.
They realized it themselves.
Crap! But that still doesn't reveal who I really am.
Every user gets to decide. They're willing to share their location with other users. They probably agreed to do it, and if, by any chance, they were doing that while they were all in the college, it's all clear. All they had to do was join and watch.
I can already imagine how it must have looked like.
They were sending him messages simultaneously, all the while looking for the one who was constantly staring at his phone.
Oh, God. I got sick of them.
From the corner of my eye, I spotted Akiko peeking through the back room door. She was checking if Tadaki was still there. I shook my head, and it was a cue for her not to get out of the bathroom yet. She understood and closed the door. Luckily, the talk among the guys was drawing near.
Katsumi, thanks for enlightening me and telling me how stupid I was. Now I know I can't be an assistant professor at college anymore.
You're not gonna quit, are you?
If I don't do that now, it will all be revealed eventually. And then they're gonna fire me. The outcome is the same.
Akiko got out from her hideout as soon as she heard Tadaki was leaving.
Why did you keep him so long? I couldn't wait to see him leave.
It was my fault, Akiko. I had to find out how this incident happened, so we could be able to protect ourselves in the future.
We're clear, no worries.
It turned out the girls were the best detectives.
I give you my word for that. Akiko was holding up quite well, considering the fact her heart had been broken twice already in a year's time. I sat next to her and gave her a hug. At first, she tried to resist it and kept pushing me away, but in the end, she needed support more than ever before. I finally felt her letting go of the tension, sighing with relief and putting her head on my shoulder. This is only gonna make you stronger, Akiko. I know you.
You're a good friend. I love you.
My boyfriend passed behind us and tapped Akiko on the shoulder and kissed me on the forehead. The rest felt like their presence wasn't necessary, so they headed for the door. But however weird this may sound, my boyfriend asked them to stay.
Guys, where do you think you're going now that the dust is settled? Let's have a drink and cheer up. Let's talk about something more interesting.
Yeah, don't go. I need company.
Yeah, we haven't gathered like this in a while.
I guess I could stay. I finished everything I had to do for the day.
Maybe there were slight fractions and insignificant fits of jealousy among us. But still, the feeling that was most prominent was undoubtedly pure friendship. At that time, we weren't aware of the fact that we already had something priceless. A few days later, as luck would have it, on the same day at the same time, at a metro station, a guy and a girl were dragging their heavy suitcases with their eyes fixed on the ground. They were going toward one another, and only when they passed by each other did they dare to look at one another.
Tadaki! You almost walked by me without saying hello!
Oh, hi, Mizuki. Sorry, I got a little distracted. The day of your moving has come already?
No, I moved out already. Now I'm just taking some personal stuff that was left. I'm going away.
You sound happy. I expected you to be sad because you're leaving.
No, I'm ready for a new beginning. I'll embrace whatever life has to offer me. Who knows why that's good?
Interesting. I myself decided to get a fresh start too, in some other city.
All of a sudden? Why? Nothing bad has happened to you, had it?
I keep forgetting you disenrolled from college and you didn't hear the rumors.
Tadaki, you have to come with me. There's gotta be a job for you at the college I enrolled. My father will write you a great recommendation.
Mizuki, the one who's always there to help you no matter what. I'm not sure if I can accept your offer.
Please allow me to do something good for you and finally make up for what I did to you. Please!
All right, Mizuki. I believe in second chances.
Two random passengers of innocence and kind hearts made mistakes in the past and were never forgiven. But in the end, the balance was restored. They helped each other.